Good morning. I'm Caleb Mercer, Mayor of Cedar Valley, and I'll be your host for today's Quiet Echo. I want to start by going back to something George Kahn wrote in this paper on March 3rd. George wrote about Cedar Valley's volunteer fire department. If you read it, you remember it. 11 active members, down from 22 3 years ago. One truck where 2 used to go. The oldest member is 67 years old and has a bad knee he does not mention. George himself services 2 of the department's portable pumps. He rebuilt the pole start on a rescue saw last fall. He did not write about it like it was heroism. He wrote about it like it was a fact Cedar Valley needed to sit with. Most people read it. Some called the firehouse. A few sent notes. Then the week moved on. I want you to know I did not let it move on. 2 weeks after George's editorial, I brought a line item before the Cedar Valley Town Council. New medical response equipment for the volunteer department. An automated external defibrillator and a trauma kit with updated supplies. $4,200. The council voted. It passed. The equipment is on order. I am telling you this today because of something I read this week about a town in Alabama called Pine Level. Population just over 1,000 people. Volunteer Fire Department. This week is National Volunteer Firefighter Week, and Mayor Bigley of Pine Level issued a proclamation to honor his department's volunteers. He issued it because something had just happened there. Pine Level had approved funding for new medical equipment not long ago. Last month, a volunteer used it to save a life. Mayor Bigley said it the only way it deserved to be said. A life was saved using equipment made possible by approved funding. Every dollar was worth it. You cannot put a price on a life. I am going to say something now, and I want you to hear it clearly. The vote Cedar Valley took on $4,200 of medical equipment, and the life it may save someday in a Cedar Valley driveway at 2 in the morning are connected by a chain shorter than it looks. Most of the people in Cedar Valley do not know the vote happened. They were not in the room. But the chain runs from the room to the field regardless of who was watching. Before I came to this office, I built things for a living. Framing, finish work, whatever the job needed. The thing about building is the work does not lie to you. A wall either holds or it doesn't. You find out when the load comes. Not in the planning meeting. In the field. The same is true of a town's decisions. You find out later. You find out when the siren goes off at 2 in the morning and the truck rolls with 11 people instead of 22. You find out when the equipment is there or it isn't. You find out when someone's life depends on what was decided in a room most people never entered. I ran for mayor on one promise. I would tell Cedar Valley the truth about how this town spends its money. I am keeping it today. There are more items coming. The department's primary pump is 12 years old. 3 of our volunteers are wearing turnout gear past its rated service life. These are not small concerns. They are the difference between a controlled response and a dangerous one. I will bring those items forward. I will tell Cedar Valley what they cost and what they are for, and what happens if we do not vote for them. But today, I want to talk about the 11. I have met most of them. I know their names. I know which ones have been on the department for 20 years and which ones joined in the last 2. I know one of them drives 40 minutes each way when the siren goes off because he moved and never transferred to a closer department. I know one of them got out of the hospital 6 weeks ago and was back at the firehouse before her doctor cleared her. I know the oldest one, the one with the bad knee, has told me twice he will keep going as long as he can walk to the truck. 11 people in Cedar Valley get out of bed in the middle of the night when the siren sounds. They leave their families. They drive toward the thing everyone else is running from. They do it without a salary. They train on their own time. They buy their own equipment when the budget falls short. They have been doing this for years, and most of Cedar Valley drives past the firehouse every day without thinking about them. National Volunteer Firefighter Weekend Saturday. I would like Cedar Valley to do one thing before it does. Say something. If you see one of our volunteers this week at the deli, at the hardware store, at the school, anywhere, say thank you. Not because it fixes the budget problem or fills the empty spots on the roster. because they are doing something most of us are not doing, and they deserve to know Cedar Valley sees it. Pine Level, Alabama knows what a town vote is worth now. They have the story to prove it. Cedar Valley has its own vote on the books. We will have our own story. I intend to make sure it is a good one. If you have ever thought about joining the department and kept putting it off, call the firehouse. If you have kids old enough to volunteer, tell them what these people do. If you want to know what else is coming before the council, show up. The meetings are open. The agenda is posted. I will be there. If you know one of Cedar Valley's volunteer firefighters or first responders, the Cedar Valley News Facebook group is where we can say so out loud. Come tell us who they are. I will put the link in the show notes. This is Caleb Mercer, your host for today's Quiet Echo. Thanks for listening. This Quiet Echo is part of the fictional Cedar Valley News series, written by Evan Swenson, publisher, publication consultants, and Claude Marshall, AI developmental editor. While the people in town of Cedar Valley are fictional, Mayor Bigley, Pine Level, Alabama, and the events described there are real. The Cedar Valley Fire Department details referenced are drawn from George Kahn's March 3, 2026 editorial in this series.
You've been listening to the Cedar Valley News Podcast, where small-town voices meet the headlines shaping our world. From faith and family to front porches and fields. We'll be back with more stories connecting real lives to real events. Until next time, keep your porch light on, your faith strong, and your heart open. This is Cedar Valley News.